Hi friends, today I'm going to review the book How Not to Sell, Why You Can't Close the Deal and How to Fix It, the How Not to Succeed series by Mike Wicks. The sales process isn't complicated, but many salespeople make it so. Professional selling always comes down to the relationship between two people, the salesperson and the prospect. Often it's salespeople, not prospects, who undermine this relationship. In fact, maladroit salespeople can find dozens of ways to mess up their sales, but salespeople don't need to work in fear. Nothing happens in a company until someone sells something. Actually, the sales process isn't that complicated, though salespeople can turn it into a labyrinth with a million dead ends. To avoid the pitfalls, set a straightforward path by knowing your field and focusing on your buyers. Salespeople should reach out to a variety of people, not only their peers. Selling to people who aren't like you can be tough, but if you confine your sales efforts only to your peers, you won't make much money. Around 90% of salespeople give up after the fourth call. Statistics, however, show that when it comes to prospects, more than 3/4 say no 4 times before they make their purchase. To develop profitable relationships with people who differ from you, become a chameleon and adapt yourself to them and their concerns. Many salespeople can't make this adjustment, but you can if you think of it as turning your attention totally to your clients, even those you may not understand at first. A poor first impression can make it virtually impossible to sell anything. Salespeople must be observant and acutely sensitive to the moods, styles, and personalities of their prospects. To get on their wavelength, adjust how you come across. Your goal is to be in harmony with your potential buyer. Today's successful salesperson is likable, reliable, and oozes integrity. If you do not align with your prospects, you may inadvertently turn them off by being out of step with how they dress, act, speak, or carry themselves. Within the first 30 seconds of meeting you, prospects intuitively make tacit assumptions about what kind of person you are and whether they will feel good about you. This is simple human nature. The prospect's gut reaction to you, although not necessarily rational, boils down to liking you or not. That instinctive response will influence whether someone buys from you. This is why your first and follow-up impressions are so important. This highlights the need to develop objective self-awareness. Know who you are and how people, including your prospects, feel about you. You can become a stronger salesperson if you fix what you don't do. Weak salespeople must strengthen their work and improve their results. To become a stronger salesperson, you need to operate strategically, pay attention to targets and goals, learn from setbacks and failures. You can gain crucial lessons from deals that don't work out. Stay positive and upbeat with your clients and colleagues. Shelve your negative feelings, including anger. Carefully serve your small clients, not just the big shots. Educate yourself about your offerings. You can't just hand a prospect a brochure anymore. Build up deep knowledge in your area of sales and read the relevant trade journals. Recognize the value of research. Knowledge is power, and it enhances your credibility. Be sincere, straight, and honest. Faking authenticity doesn't work. Put in the necessary hours to make enough calls, including cold calls. Work past your last planned sales appointment. If you finish early, spend time prospecting instead of stopping for the day. Engage in advanced sales training and work to improve your sales skills. Plan your sales calls. Always show up on time for sales appointments. Persevere when prospects turn you down. Show prospects the features and benefits that make your goods or services special. Don't fall for the myth that customers care only about price. Stay on top of your paperwork and record keeping. Listen to your prospects. They have important information to share. Get to know your customers. Show concern about helping them achieve their goals instead of focusing only on your sales objectives. Build relationships with your clients and stay in touch with former buyers. Follow up on sales. Weak salespeople worry that if they contact their buyers after the sale, the buyers will cancel the order. Deciding to keep your head down and stay out of sight is not a winning sales philosophy. Use trial closes, spot your prospects' buying signals, and understand that their objections are genuine. Use PowerPoint effectively to make factual sales presentations. Don't try to be flashy. Ask for the order. Send thank you cards to customers after successful sales. Become an expert about your product, industry, and customers. Successful salespeople acquire and leverage knowledge. They learn all they can about their buyers, who they are, what they want, and what they like and don't like. Sales is only complicated if you let it become more about getting the order and less about meeting your customers' needs. Additionally, good salespeople strive to become experts about their products or services, their industry, and their competition. This knowledge gives productive salespeople a business advantage. Top salespeople are curious, constantly on the lookout for the next big opportunity and always asking, "What if?" Be an avid student of your buyers' personalities and inclinations. Selling is the ultimate people business. To do well, you must be acutely tuned into your buyers' personalities and inclinations. Selling is a professional endeavor that requires you to know a great deal not only about your products, services, and industry, but also about your prospects and their businesses. Prospects can spot a slick sales pitch from a mile away. Sales presentations need to be delivered in an inclusive, interactive fashion and not as a product or salesperson's ego trip. Do you know everything you should about your customers? Are they complex corporations, small businesses, franchises, family-owned enterprises? Do you understand their organizational structure and decision-making process? What about their finances? Can they afford what you're selling? Which internal executives have the authority to make purchases? Are you in touch with the right people? You also need a sound working knowledge of your own company. Fully commit to your company not because it pays you, but because you believe in it, its offerings and its mission. Be loyal to your firm. You can't expect prospects to be enthusiastic about your company if you're not. Develop your mastery of presenting, countering objections, closing sales, and dealing with prospects. Leading salespeople can handle all aspects of selling, including presentations, answering objections, closing contracts, and following up. They aren't afraid to ask prospects for their business straight out. Salespeople the world over seem to find every way possible to screw up getting the order when in reality closing a sale is the natural conclusion to a positive interaction between those with a need and those with something that can satisfy that need at a price the prospect can afford to pay. To top salespeople, the closing phase is a satisfying exercise, the logical culmination of their previous positive sales activities and interactions with prospects. The contract is a logical, sensible agreement between two parties who share a transaction. One has a need and the other can fulfill it at an acceptable price. In contrast, weak salespeople falter and stumble when they try to close and can't quite wrap up the deal. Focus your sales presentations on your buyer's problems and present them with solutions. Salespeople must present effectively to succeed. To impress your audience, detail the challenges that face your prospects and explain how your offering can solve those problems. Open with relevant facts and figures and stress how you will accomplish the client's goals. Sales is only complicated if you let it become more about getting the order and less about meeting your customers' needs. Keep your presentation brief, no more than 20 minutes. On each PowerPoint slide, include no more than 10 short bullet points in readable text. Touch only briefly on your firm's stature and experience, and don't feature detailed financial information on your slides. Use handouts instead. When you are done, take questions. Focus on painting a positive picture of how things will change when the prospect buys from you. Buyers now hold all the cards. Sales have always been tough, but they're becoming tougher because customers have gained all the power. Be assured that your prospects have researched their product options online, including price comparisons, so they are far more informed than clients were in the past. Today's customers also can buy from suppliers who are based almost anywhere, from your town to the other side of the planet. Earlier, salespeople had all the power. Today, that power has shifted to the customer. Never before have salespeople had to sell to such knowledgeable people. With such challenges, salespeople must operate at the top of their game. Now you know what bad salespeople do or don't do. Here's what great salespeople do. Maintain integrity. Adapt their sales persona to make each prospect comfortable. Stay well-informed, likable, reliable, and trustworthy. Offer research that helps buyers make purchasing decisions. Select prospects carefully and pitch to firms that need and can afford their offerings. Treat buyers as respected partners in decision-making. Figure out what customers need. Understand their personalities and build lasting relationships. Delve into prospects' objections, including hidden objections. Listen instead of doing all the talking. Read prospects' buying signals. Ask open-ended questions and probe for more information. Suggest purchases that serve their clients instead of being pushy. Stay in touch with customers and maintain strong relationships so clients see them as a valuable resource. Takeaways. The sales process isn't complicated, but many salespeople make it so. Salespeople should reach out to a variety of people, not only their peers. A poor first impression can make it virtually impossible to sell anything. You can become a stronger salesperson if you fix what you don't do. Become an expert about your product, industry, and customers. Be an avid student of your buyers' personalities and inclinations. Develop your mastery of presenting, countering objections, closing sales, and dealing with prospects. Focus your sales presentations on your buyers' problems and present them with solutions. Buyers now hold all the cards.